Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Destination Fantasy Podcast. I'm Jamar Goodman here with my brother Deshaun Reed. How you doing this morning?
Man, I am a little beat, but I am here, man. How you feeling this morning?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to get the show on the road. All right, so we are getting ready to get into our wide receiver rankings. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. All right, so who is the number one wide receiver this year, right now, for you?
Man, it's kind of tough, but the number one wide receiver for me would probably have to be Tyreek Hill.
We're in agreement on that one.
I mean, it's tough, man. Top three, you're kind of splitting hairs, really. So,
absolutely. So, all right. So we got Tyreek. So, I guess after Tyreek, would it be safe to put maybe Stephon Diggs too?
Stephon Diggs. There you go.
All right, Stephon Diggs is second. All right, I know we're splitting hairs, but it's like, so what we consider DeAndre Hopkins third, Davante Adams with an asterisk, knowing Aaron Rodgers may or may not be there, Calvin Ridley. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking of going with the short thing here. And for me, that'll probably be DeAndre Hopkins over Davante Adams. And again, this is just due to the fact that we don't know what's going on in Green Bay. The Aaron Rodgers story came out, as well as the whole Davante Adams story. He doesn't know what his future looks like. So those parties aren't really in agreement right now. So I'm gonna go with the sure thing here and say D-Hop.
And side note, speaking of which, did you see on their IG on both Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers' IG, they both posted Jordan and Pippen's same photo, like the last dance type deal?
I did not. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they posted at the same time. So, and this was yesterday, so I don't know, man. Something cooking up under the behind the scenes, so we'll see. All right, so right now we got Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, and DeAndre Hopkins. That is a solid top three. Now I feel like this right here is where things get a little interesting. So still got Davante Adams out there, but you also got Calvin Ridley, who I mentioned earlier, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown. Like you have some really good young talent that's like getting ready to take over here for the years to come. So, man. For me, I'm honestly stuck between Ridley and Jefferson right now.
Okay. Okay. And we're talking about the 3 spot too, right?
Number 4, because we got Hill, Diggs, and Hopkins.
Okay, Hopkins. Okay. Yeah, I mean, no, that's kind of tough. The only thing that I have with Calvin Ridley is his health. I'm not sure if he is 100% healthy. I know he has been dealing with like that foot injury, and this is just like recent, bro. Like I've heard some things saying that he may not be completely 100% healthy, but he's close to it, and we know how that foot injury is with a wide receiver. So, but again, if we are to say that he's healthy, I think he should be, slid into that number 4 spot.
Yeah, it's like his target share is almost second to none right now with no Julio Jones, even though they added Kyle Pitts. But it's like his target share is going to be massive. So, yeah, I would take that's the case. I would take a healthy Calvin Ridley slightly over the next person.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right, so Calvin Ridley at 4. I guess for you, between Jefferson, Metcalf, Adams, Brown, who you liking next?
I'm gonna go DK. I think DK gives everyone a better chance to score touchdowns. I think he's just gonna get a minimum of 10 touchdowns. That's how I feel. He has a nose for the end zone, and yes, minimum of 10 touchdowns. And I'm loving the rapport that he has with Russell Wilson there. So yeah. He's going to get things cooking early in Seattle.
Nice. All right. I mean, I can see it. I'm definitely not going to go against it because he's been a beast so far in his first 2 years. So right now we got Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, and DK Metcalf for our top 5 right there.
Yep.
All right, so we still got Davante Adams, who, we're not sure where to put, but I feel like he still is in the top 10 here. Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown. I'm going to start throwing out names like Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin. For me, I'm leaning towards Justin Jefferson here.
Okay.
For number 6. I just feel like he is like, I feel like he's like Deshaun Jackson, but like with higher upside for his like career here. Just a bigger body, explosive, route running is sensational. Work ethic is there, and he stays on the field so far. So that's all I know. Minnesota hasn't had a major impact at that spot since '84. So yeah, I can definitely see him having a big year.
No complaints there, bro. If you like, I feel like he deserves to be somewhere between like that 4 and like 7 like spot. So yeah, you can like interchange a lot of these guys that's gonna come up next.
Absolutely, and as you saw, I snagged him in our dynasty draft, so I'm very excited about that one.
Did you snag Justin Jefferson?
Sure did.
Okay. So you must have got him early. I definitely had planning on picking him. So you were the reason why I had to pick CeeDee Lamb, basically.
Funny thing was, I was targeting CeeDee Lamb for my second wide receiver spot, but funny how things work being in the draft with you. So
yeah, you were the one that definitely forced my hand on that. So yeah.
All right, so we got top 6. So we still got Adams, we got A.J. Brown, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, McLaurin. Me personally, I might be leaning towards Davante Adams here, but what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with I would go A.J. Brown, in my opinion, over Davante Adams. With Julio being there, I think he is still going to get his. I still think he is the number 1 wide receiver on that team. And Julio will only further complement him. Again, he's a big, strong wide receiver like DK Metcalf. Once he gets going, it's hard to stop that guy. Facts. So, man, it's, Ole Miss, the Ole Miss boys, man, they are a problem.
It's kind of hard to imagine they were teammates. Oh, my gosh. We can do it. We can do A.J. Brown next. I mean, put some valid reasons. And plus, they have consistency at the quarterback position right now, as in we don't know what's going to happen with Green Bay. So,
absolutely.
All right, so Adam's still floating. We got Keenan Allen here, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper.
All right, so I feel like this is the place for us to go ahead and slide Davante Adams in, even though, again, we're still going to put an asterisk next to him. Because we know how that situation is, but to have a talent like Davante Adams slide outside the top 10 would probably be asinine. So let's just go ahead and slide him in here for old time's sake.
All right, so Davante Adams is number 8 on the list. All right, so we got Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper.
Man. You know what? This one is kind of tough. I'm going to go ahead and throw a name out there. I'm going to go ahead and throw Scary Terry out there, man. Look, Ryan Fitzpatrick is there, and I think that is a great upgrade at the quarterback position. You get a gunslinger who is going to find this guy early and often. I mean, his targets were already, like, pretty darn good without him, but Ryan Fitzpatrick takes his game to another level. With the other parts that he got there, a great running game. We already know about the tight end there, Logan Thomas. I just think that it's a really, really good fit, and we will truly finally get a chance to see Terry McLaurin shine.
Hey, I can't argue against that. I mean, I think he's entering his 3rd season as well.
Yep.
Like you said, Fitzmagic, gunslinger mentality. We saw what we did to our buddy Devontae Parker. So McLaurin has definitely had subpar quarterback plays thus far. So, yeah, I can see it. So, all right, who's finishing out our top 10?
All right. So the other name that is kind of like thrown out there, I really do like Mike Evans and Keenan Allen. One of the two at this spot. Look, make no mistake about it. Mike Evans probably is the most consistent wide receiver in NFL history with the way that his track record is going right now. So I do believe it will be a disservice to have him outside the top 10. This guy only gets in the end zone 10 times a year all the time. Again, we know what the offense is there. He will be the main beneficiary of that. So I think it's safe to say that we should just go ahead and slide Mike Evans right here in this slot.
And the crazy thing is, he started off like slow last year, fantasy wise. People who had drafted Mike Evans was like, man, like, did I do the wrong thing here? It felt that way for a while. I'm pretty sure he finished strong, very strong, last year, especially like the last couple of games where players trying to get their bonuses and stuff with with marks like touchdown marks and yardage marks and stuff like that. So yeah, he ended up finishing definitely stronger in the second half of the year. All right, so top 10 really quick: Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Davante Adams, Terry McLaurin, and Mike Evans. That's our top 10. All right, we still got some really good quality receivers that's probably going to finish between 11 and 15 here on our list.
Yep.
So Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, Chris Godwin, Robert Woods, Julio Jones, CeeDee Lamb.
Dude, this is tough right now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw two names out there that you already mentioned on the front of your statement there. So,
yep.
Look, Allen Robinson and Keenan Allen. These two guys I feel like are interchangeable. The Allen Robinson's ceiling truly lies depending on how many games Justin Fields gets the nod, in my opinion. So right now would be a pretty good spot to go ahead and plug A-Rob in, man. Since those two guys, I feel like Keenan Allen and Allen Robinson are interchangeable. But we can also look up on the Keenan Allen side of this. Justin Herbert is on fire. He's a young quarterback. He has no problem slinging the ball. We already knew that. I think he's going to be fantastic for years to come. So these two guys should be able to fall next. But the question is, Jamar, which one of those guys come first?
I'm taking Allen Robinson. Don't let the bear stuff behind me fool you. I'm not being biased here, but my argument is, so Allen Robinson has yet to play with a competent quarterback in his career, and he's under the radar as far as consistency is concerned. I know you mentioned that with Mike Evans, but Allen Robinson has definitely been put up numbers with subpar quarterback play. Andy Dalton is probably the best quarterback he can start with so far in his career, and then Justin Fields is going to happen, and it's just going to be an uptick from there. So Bears traded away Anthony Miller yesterday. That's one less wide receiver out there. I think they're going to use Allen Robinson more so in the slot, which can open things up for him. So he's going to be all over the field. I mean, I expect my Bears to be a lot better than last year overall. So it might be like more opportunities for the guys. So I think the only negative about Allen Robinson is the lack of touchdowns that he scored, but I think that's going to be I think that's going to actually rise. I think he's going to flirt with double digits this year. I really do.
Right. But the thing here about it is, and I'm not even looking at no stats here, I don't think Keenan Allen has ever posted a double-digit fantasy touchdown season, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
I don't think so either.
So, I mean, I do believe that is a knock on him as well. So, I feel very comfortable going ahead and sliding in your guy A-Rob right here.
All right, so Allen Robinson 11, Keenan Allen 12.
Absolutely.
All right, so right here at 13, I'm throwing his name out here, seeing if you agree. I like Amari Cooper here at 13. Dak Prescott.
Yeah, go ahead. Dak Prescott. Okay, so Dak is back. We already know that. I mean, dude, a lot of these guys up on this team are going to eat this year. Amari Cooper. Michael Gallup, the young guy, CeeDee Lamb, Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, he just got weapons galore on that roster. So, yeah, man, I like Amari Cooper a lot. I do.
Cool. All right, so Cooper at 13. All right, so I'm going to throw out some more names here. So, all right, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to throw out Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, Cooper Kupp. Like, any of those stick out to you?
Yep. And I just know that we just listed this guy, but let's go ahead and look at his teammate, the guy that I drafted in the Dynasty draft yesterday. So look, CeeDee Lamb is phenomenal. And he had a great season considering the quarterback play that he had last season. Like, if Dak Prescott would have played the full season, he would have been on his way toward 1,200 touchdowns, 1,200 yards, actually, and about 8 to 10 touchdowns during the season if he would have still finished that out with Dak. So this guy right here, and you're going to hear it here first, he will finish somewhere near the top 5, in my opinion. That's just in my opinion. And he will outplay Amari Cooper more than likely. But again, we're going to go with the sure thing here and put his teammate one notch above him. But CeeDee Lamb upside is ridiculous.
I mean, the fact that you mentioned 1,200 touchdowns, yeah, he better finish in the top 5.
Yeah, 1,200 yards, man.
Hey, I mean, the talent is there. The upside is there. As long as Dak Prescott is the quarterback there, then, I mean, sky is the limit for that offense. We was, ready to see it last year until Dak got hurt. So, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, both wide receivers are going to be fantasy relevant this year. All right, moving right along, CeeDee Lamb at 14. So, number 15. Chris Godwin, Julio, Cooper Kupp, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, Adam Thielen, Michael Thomas.
Ooh, so I'm going to say a name that I didn't hear you just say, but I'm going to go with possibly a Robert Woods. I feel like Robert Woods is probably the number 1 wide receiver on that team. Now, him and Cooper Kupp, they flop from time to time, flip-flop. And but I still feel like Robert Woods, with the addition of Matthew Stafford, again, he still gets an upgrade there at the quarterback position. We know what Jared Goff looked like with Robert Woods, and he still was great. But I just think that Matthew Stafford's playing style will unlock it just a little bit more. So rounding out the top 15, I like Robert Woods a lot.
Nice. And just a quick recap, top 15, excuse me, because we're doing top 30. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Davante Adams, Scary Terry, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Robert Woods. Top 15 right there. I can't disagree with you with Robert Woods. I mean, Matthew Stafford there, who has a bigger arm, who I feel like is more accurate, more experienced, in a system that's just gonna make the whole offense thrive. It's sad what happened to Cam Akers, and we'll discuss that on our special edition pod later on today. But yeah, but yeah, Robert Woods is a good spot at 15. So, all right, so who's gonna finish out? Who's the next fighter who's gonna finish out this top 20 here? So let's start at 16. I think Chris Godwin is probably a good name to throw out there for that one, or Adam Thielen. Julio Jones, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett.
All right, so all the names you name are probably, and it's crazy to say, they are high upside second fiddle guys up on like the team. They aren't like the team's primary receiver, but they can easily be the team's primary wide receiver 1 in terms of production and fantasy wise. So but man, it's Chris Godwin is kind of hard to ignore. He is kind of hard to ignore. I think he is the better hands guy on that football team, more so than Mike Evans, who is the big body. But Chris Godwin does a lot of the dirty work in between the numbers. He's a fantastic wide receiver, and Tom Brady just cannot say enough good things about this guy.
And the crazy thing is, last year, I know you mentioned good hands, but he was at one point at one stretch last year, he was having problems with his hands, and just imagine how much more production he would have made had he caught a couple more passes. Like, Chris Godwin's talent is incredible, and they franchise tagged him, so he's there for at least one more year. They running it back, literally running it back. So, I mean, he's gonna be a viable option like always. And so, I know you mentioned, a lot of these guys are second fiddles, second wide receivers on their teams here. The only one in that group that I mentioned that's not is DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, yep.
which is interesting here. So I guess
Very interesting.
So really quick, would you take Julio Jones or DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson or DJ Moore? I mean, Deontay Johnson, same boat, but as DJ Moore. But that. I mean, you're more familiar with that wide receiver core in Pittsburgh with that situation.
Yeah, there is no true wide receiver one, but if we had to say who is the wide receiver one for fantasy purposes, it would be Deontay Johnson. But at the same time, I would definitely take those other names over Deontay Johnson at this point.
All right. So Julio Jones or DJ Moore?
Man, and that's tough. I'm gonna give the slight edge to Julio Jones. And that sounds weird. That does sound weird because he is an older wide receiver, but it's Julio Jones, man.
He's still a monster.
Still a monster.
All right, so are we taking Julio or Adam Thielen here?
And this is PPR, man. And Adam Thielen is typically a PPR machine. That's tough. That is tough, but you know what? I'm gonna still go Julio Jones.
All right, I will side with you on Julio Jones as long as we put Adam Thielen right behind him.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that.
So we got Julio Jones 17, Adam Thielen. Bless you.
Thank you.
And 18. All right, so let's see. We still got DJ Moore, still got Cooper Kupp, still got Deontay Johnson, still got Tyler Lockett, Michael Thomas, Kenny Galladay.
Okay, so we still got fantastic names all the way up to 20, man. So again, this is another spot for I think more so of a Tyler Lockett, Cooper Kupp type deal. Again, we already mentioned these are second fiddle guys, but with definitely wide receiver one potential here. So these guys are pretty much one and the same. They do the same type of work up on like the team. But which one is the better go? Man, it's kind of tough to say because I think that they'll give you similar production, Jamar. It's really like flipping a coin between the two.
I mean, I can give you a tiebreaker between the two.
Okay, let's hear it.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp. And why?
Well, one, as we know, Sean McVay, his offense is high-powered.
Yep.
Not saying that Seattle's isn't, but I feel like Cooper Kupp has definitely had more red zone like targets
opportunities. Yep.
Over the last few years. Also, with them being without Cam Akers, it might make it more opportunities for him just in general.
That's a valid point.
And so, and I know like Cooper Kupp has. I know Tyler Lockett can just like all of a sudden be your number one wide receiver for week 7 or something because of the production he's done. But I feel like Cooper Kupp has more upside in that regard over a 17-game season than Tyler Lockett, in my opinion.
And that's as far as like a consistency basis. And I like that. I like that analysis a lot. So I have no problem putting Cooper Kupp right here at the 19th spot.
Right. All right, so Cooper Kupp 19. So are we doing Lockett 20 or DJ Moore? Or even the other names, Michael Thomas or Kenny Galladay? Or Deontay Johnson?
It'll be disrespectful, in my opinion, to put anyone over DJ Moore at this point, considering that he is still a number one wide receiver up on the team. I mean, he gets I guess I really don't know the rapport that he and
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold will have, but we already know that Robbie Anderson and Sam Darnold are very familiar. So, but I still feel like DJ Moore would be a good play for 20. And we're still talking about wide receiver 2s technically right now since we're well into 20. So I think this is a good spot for him.
And it's crazy because, DJ Moore, I guess, had a down year last year type deal. Mm-hmm. That, that's what it feels like. And I guess that was due to the lack of touchdowns he was able to score in that offense and how bad that team was. But I think me and you read a similar stat here that, he's like put up 1,200 yards in each season with 5 different quarterbacks in his career. Like, that's crazy to think about. the man can definitely burn a defense. Like you can get him in different positions and they can, just turn up. And so, yeah, I feel like DJ Moore definitely has upside. Like you said, these guys right here that we mentioned, they have upside. There's a lot
For
of
sure.
upside. So don't be surprised. DJ Moore finishes in top 10 like half the year, like in those weeks, just because of what he can do on a 10-yard slant can turn into 80-yard touchdown.
And you're right. You are absolutely right. For like the last 2 seasons, I just pull up his stats. He had 1,100 yards, but the only downside that he had is he never in his 1, 2, 3-year career thus far, he has never had over 5 touchdowns. So I think that's like a negative. So for sure.
So we'll see what Sam Darnold does with that offense. All right, so really quick, just a quick recap. Top 20, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Davante Adams, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, and DJ Moore. All right, so who's going to finish out our top 25? Who's going to be the next 5 here? So we got your boy Deontay Johnson. We got Tyler Lockett. We got Michael Thomas, Kenny Galladay, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, JuJu Smith-Schuster, Cortland Sutton, Odell Beckham Jr. I mean, the list goes on.
So we mentioned DJ Moore already. So So the 2 names that I really like right here at this, part of our, I like DJ Moore. I'm sorry. I like Deontay Johnson rather, and Tyler Lockett. So both of those guys. So Deontay Johnson technically is the number 1 wide receiver for my Pittsburgh Steelers, technically. But you still have JuJu Smith-Schuster. You still have an amazing receiver in a Chase Claypool. So there's a lot of mouths to feed. Tyler Lockett is locked in as that number 2 option on that football team. And like you mentioned, Jamar, on some weeks he will be the number 1 option. And it seems like those will be the weeks that they play Jalen Ramsey. So that's the funny thing about it. So but still, I think I'm going to give the slight edge to Tyler Lockett over my guy Deontay Johnson. And this is very slight. I like both of these guys here at that position.
All right. So with that being said, so Tyler Lockett 21 and Deontay Johnson 22.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, so who comes in at 23? They got, can't guard Mike Thomas, Kenny Galladay, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk. I feel like Mike Thomas needs some love here.
You are absolutely right. So great minds think again, he isn't truly healthy. I'm not sure how long he will be, not healthy, beginning like the season. But again, let's not forget about the good things that Michael Thomas has done. He is going to be fantastic, Jamar, whenever he does get back to rare form. He is a top tier receiver, and to not pick him right here and plug him in would be, again, disrespectful. So Michael Thomas, I like that.
And it's crazy because the only reason why Michael Thomas is this far down the list right now, because we do not know who's going to be the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. That's the only reason. Because I feel like if Jameis Winston was the quarterback that we know, I feel like Michael Thomas would be flirting with the top 12 right now, in my opinion. Because Jameis Winston, I mean, he's Mr. 30 for 30. He's a gunslinger. I mean, Mike Evans ate in his career with Jameis Winston. And you consider Mike Evans the most consistent wide receiver in NFL history right now because of Jameis Winston being a gunslinger. So I think Michael Thomas can do the same with that if Jameis Winston is the quarterback. Once again, we don't know yet. So
yeah, then again, it is reports that he will not be there for the start of the season. I think Ian Rappaport, it was like a ticker on my phone the other day, which they said that he's not gonna be there for the start of the season. So I think that's another huge reason why he slid so far down a lot of people's lists. That as well, coupled with the quarterback situation that's going on. I mean, it's definitely not a good look, but whenever he is in the lineup, I still feel like this guy is still a top tier talent overall.
Absolutely. All right. So 24th, We got Kenny G. We got T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, JuJu Smith-Schuster, Cortland Sutton, Odell Beckham Jr., DJ Shark.
This one is tough, but I'm gonna have to go probably with the out of like the guys that you named, the number one wide receiver up on the team, and that will be Kenny Golladay. Again, I think they're a much improved offense with Saquon Barkley coming back and the addition of Kenny Golladay. Look, I'm gonna say this now, Danny Dimes. This should be your make it or break it year. You have the talent on this roster. The defense for New York has been much improved. So, like, I want to see this guy be able to take that leap in his career. But if he doesn't get it done this year, Jamar, he's not the guy there. But with that being said, with Kenny Golladay being the number one option on that team, I think he's going to eat. So this would be a fine spot to put him.
I agree. I mean, he's too big of a talent not to go, where he's going right now. I mean, like you said, make it a break a year for Danny Dimes. So we'll see. Either be Danny Dimes or Danny Pennies. Either way, we will find out. All right. So let's see. Lockett 21, Deontay 22, Michael Thomas 23, Kenny G 24. Who finished out the top 25 here?
So, man, I think you named two names. Well, technically three. So, JuJu Smith-Schuster, T. Higgins, and Brandon Ayuk. Those are the names that stuck out to me that you last mentioned, I believe. So, and it's going to be, man, I know it is tough, but I'm going to go ahead and take my guy out. Like, just because there is a lot of mouths to feed in Pittsburgh. JuJu will follow a little bit after the top 25, in my opinion. Again, I am a Pittsburgh Steelers guy. So, man, T. Higgins, I like him a lot. Man, I like him a whole lot. But I also like Brandon Ayuk. Again, there is a lot of mouths to feed in Cincinnati as well. But we saw what Brandon Ayuk was able to do with the rest of those receivers out. No Deebo Samuel, no George Kittle, and he looked fantastic. But the thing is, will he be able to sustain that same production with those two back in the lineup, Jamar?
Right, that's the thing. The target share may not be as plentiful as it was last year due to injuries.
Tough call right here.
I'm gonna go with, I'm gonna go with the guy that has the better quarterback, who's probably gonna get more opportunities because the defense is trash. I'm going T. Higgins.
And I like that as well, bro.
All right, so T. Higgins rounds out our top 25. We got 5 more to go. Quick recap: Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Davante Adams, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, CD Lamb, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett, Deontay Johnson, Michael Thomas, Kenny G, and T. Higgins. So we got 5 more to fill out our spots here. And so 2 names that was already mentioned was Ayuk and Smith-Schuster. There's also Cortland Sutton. There's also Odell Beckham Jr., DJ Shark, Chase Claypool, Robbie Anderson, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd.
All right, so I feel like, go ahead and give your boy Brandon Ayuk some love here.
Right.
Like, I feel like that this is a perfect place to put him as well. I mean, another name you could throw out there is probably a Cameron Sutton. And again, we mentioned a JuJu Smith-Schuster, but I feel like Brandon Ayuk probably has the best upside out of those 3 guards. I really like Cam Sutton, Cortland Sutton, but the thing about it is I'm not sure how well he'll play after the injury, coupled with the fact that quarterback. Again, we mentioned it up on this channel a lot, Jamar. He ain't it right now. He ain't it. So,
I mean, Drew Lock isn't it, but I feel like if Teddy wins the job, then I think Cortland Sutton will have a nice target share and have an opportunity there. But yeah, I'm with you as far as Ayuk in the number 26 spot right now. Once again, this is preseason ranking, so this will definitely change.
For sure.
All right, 27.
Now, man, that's tough. So we got Cortland Sutton as well as JuJu Smith-Schuster at this spot. I feel like, I'm gonna give my guy some love. Why not, Jamar? You gave your guy some love over one of the guys, so I'm gonna do exactly the same, and I'm going to put JuJu Smith-Schuster a notch above Cortland Sutton and up in the 27th spot.
All right, so you said JuJu?
Yep, JuJu.
Right. So JuJu is next. All right, so 28.
So 28. So we can go in a couple of different ways. I know you mentioned Chase Claypool. Who else did you say? You said OBJ. As well as
Cortland Sutton,
Cortland Sutton,
Robbie Anderson, Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd.
Oh wow, Tyler Boyd. I like that too. Look, I'm gonna say this before this top 30 rounds out. Look, I'm just gonna go out and throw out this name, Jamar Chase. For him to be in the top 30, dude, he is phenomenal. He is a good-looking wide receiver, and I think he has the potential to be the number one wide receiver up on that team right off the bat. We know the rapport that he already has with the quarterback there because of their ties to LSU. It's just this is a guy like I like him a whole lot, bro. Like I really do, but I just don't know how many names am I willing to put him over right now to be like the safe spot. But we already mentioned Cortland Sutton. So I feel like we should give him his due and put him maybe right after JuJu. I don't know how you feel about that.
I mean, that's fine because we was high on Cortland last year before the injury.
Yep.
And so we'll take care of that. So all right, so that is Cortland Sutton. What's that? 28.
Yep, 28.
So two more. So we got OBJ, DJ Chark, Claypool, Anderson, and the two Cincinnati guys.
Man. Boy. Chark is the guy, if I'm not mistaken, but I always butcher this game. Laviska Shenault has been a pretty good wide receiver on that football team. But how well will Trevor Lawrence play, year one? But I feel like he can be a good pick right here at this spot.
My only concern with that is they also added Marvin Jones Jr.
Yes, they did. I'm keep forgetting about that, which is great for Trevor Lawrence, but not so great for DJ Chark's upside there.
Right.
So
I'm leaning towards the athletic freak here. OBJ.
Okay. Yeah. That was the other name that I forgot about. So, and I'm okay with that, putting Odell right here.
All right, so Odell at 29. So last but not least, who finishes out our top 30 here?
I'm going to give the nod to Jamar Chase. I am. And I think that you can agree that is a fantastic name, Jamar. So,
yes.
Look, man, like to have this guy at 30, it's like, it literally makes me cringe because I know how good of a wide receiver he can be. And in that offense, like you said, they're going to have ample opportunity to air the ball out. And as the season goes on, I think he's only going to get better. He's going to get more comfortable on playing at NFL game speed. And when that does happen, boy, watch out.
Man, the fact that he's playing with his college teammate again, like it's just like running it back type feel, just at the next level, like that's going to be an easy transition for him.
Yeah, so, man. Joe Burrow was grinning from ear to ear when they drafted that guy.
Heck yeah. All right, so our final recap here, top 30. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson, AJ Brown, Davante Adams, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Robert Woods, Chris Godwin, Julio Jones, Adam Thielen, Cooper Kupp, DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett, Deontay Johnson, Michael Thomas, Kenny Galladay, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, JuJu Smith-Schuster, Cortland Sutton, Odell Beckham Jr., and Jamar Chase. What a wonderful name right there. All right, so I guess really quick, sir, where can they find us?
Man, you can find us where all podcasts are found. You can find us up on Amazon, Spotify, like Apple, you name it, Pandora, wherever podcasts are found, you can find me and my guy right here, Jamar, with Destination Fantasy. So definitely like tap in, check into like the YouTube channel as well. We are growing there. Check out our Instagram. We are growing there as well. And once you like check these spots out, make sure you give us like a like for like the content that we are putting up. And we are literally about 40 days away from like the main drafts, bro. So we are going to get this thing on and popping. So
absolutely. And I know my brother just mentioned all those places. One place you can just find everything that you need right now is our website. We got it on there, thedestinationfantasy.com. Please check us out. You will not be disappointed. All right, so next week we'll do tight ends. But until then, for my brother Deshaun, I'm Jamar. Peace out. Much love. Thank you all. See you next week.
Go Sox.